for joining us for our Chamber Connection podcast. Thanks to our friends at Speakeasy, we are here for the next 52 weeks, bringing you guests from around our community, elected officials, business owners, folks doing great work here in Macomb County. So sit back, take a listen, and we hope you'll join us every week for our Chamber Connection. Hi, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Chamber Connection. We're here at our Speakeasy podcast studios in Sterling Heights. My name is Stacy Ziarko, and I'm the president and CEO of the Sterling Heights Regional Chamber of Commerce. My guest today is April Boyle from the Velocity Center. April, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we are so glad that you're here, and we are so excited to talk about Velocity, a gem right here in Sterling Heights. So first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself and tell me a little about your role at Velocity.
Sure. Again, thank you for having me. And I, too, am super excited about Velocity. I've been in the role as Senior Advisor for Entrepreneurship and Innovation and Interim Director of Velocity for almost a year, December.
That is so hard to believe. That year has flown by.
It went so fast. And super thankful to the Chamber and to you for your support. Going through the strategic planning process and all of that, and making sure that this was a community effort. Yeah. But I've been in economic development for about 10 years. Most of my work has been in the city of Detroit. I started a nonprofit grassroots incubator accelerator called Build Institute, and helped build up the ecosystem in Detroit to make sure that entrepreneurship was accessible. And that anybody with an idea could explore whether that idea could make money for them and turn into a business. So we worked with a few thousand entrepreneurs, started a few hundred companies, created jobs. Just a few hundred, and helped folks understand what it takes to run a business and do that within a supportive community, because it is hard. I think sometimes we have this fantasy about, starting a business because we have a passion for something that we love, which is awesome, but there's so much more that goes into it, and you really need
it's like
support.
Taking that great idea and making it a business. It's not always as easy as people think it is.
Yes, it can be challenging, but it's definitely doable. So we don't want to squash anybody's dreams. We think that entrepreneurship is a very exciting, viable option for people. And we want to make sure that Velocity Center is a place that anybody can come to if they have an idea. And if we don't have the resource in-house, we have a very robust ecosystem in Macomb County and statewide that we can send people to.
Okay, so the $1 million question, what is the Velocity Center?
Velocity is a hub. We say it's a center of gravity for entrepreneurship in Macomb County, which simply means we are open to the public for access to resources to help them get started in a business. Or if they have a tech and manufacturing company, we have an incubator and accelerator program. So the incubator is for ideation and early stage. So either you're working on proof of concept, you're working on customer discovery, and the accelerator is for growth. So if you're looking to offshoot a product, you're looking for a merger and acquisition, you're looking for succession planning support, you're looking to grow your company to the next level, that's what the accelerator will do. We also have amazing, beautiful co-working space that is open to anyone. So if you are tired of working from home, in your basement or garage, or you just need to get out and socialize with people, Velocity has beautiful space for you. And then we're also launching a series of events to support anybody. So within leadership, we have done HR programming, tax credits, and next year we'll have a whole calendar full of events that are open to the public, most of them free. And it's great for networking, building up your network, learning. I think lifelong learning is an important part of that entrepreneurial journey. And even if you don't consider yourself an entrepreneur, even or a small business owner, or that's not even something you're thinking about, I think the entrepreneurial mindset is really important. Lifelong learning, continuing to sharpen your skills, continuing to build your network is really important.
So Velocity is located in Sterling Heights.
Yes, it is.
Where is it?
It is 18 Mile and Mound.
And who's there now? What kind of businesses make up your collaborative space?
Yeah, so we have some legacy tenants that have been in the space almost since the beginning of the
Which is how old now?
it's about 14 years
Yeah.
old, I believe. Yeah. So Oakland
It's
University
becoming a tween.
Yeah. Yeah, Oakland University ran the programming there for many years and did a great job. And now we've taken a different direction and we're relaunching, which I think this is a perfect segue for that.
Absolutely.
So we're looking for new tenants, both in the suites, but also in the co-working space. And then also for events. We have beautiful event space, meeting space.
The chamber definitely takes advantage of their meeting space.
Yes, because we're doing an event together November 1st.
Coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. The
women's networking, how to talk to strangers.
I can't wait.
I'm really looking forward to it.
An author. Yes. So we want to do more of that, like fireside chats, bringing in subject matter experts, inspiring speakers. So this event is going to be really special. It's 4 to 7. It's an open house. We're going to have lots of food and bev from local companies. So Sweet Waters is doing a coffee pop-up. We are, Nothing But Kinks is doing a dessert bar. Chickpea Kitchen,
Ooh,
so
one of my
hummus
favorites.
and pita and shawarma sandwiches. We're going to have musical entertainment from the Shelby Rock and Roll Prep School.
Fun.
Love that. So we really want, a diverse mix of people, young people, middle-aged like myself, more mature folks. We'll have city leadership speaking. We'll have some entrepreneurial testimonials. And we're also going to be doing a scavenger hunt tour and giving away prizes. So we want to make sure that people see all of the different areas at Velocity that they could take advantage of.
So when you took over at Velocity, one of the first things you did, you pulled together people throughout the county, and we did strategic planning. And what did we learn?
We learned a lot. So I think, it was really important to me.
I say we because I was a part of the learning process.
And absolutely, it is definitely a we. That was one of the things that was important to me as I was coming in to support the work at Velocity, was that it was a group effort, it was a collaborative effort, and it was with the community, not to the community. Right. So we put together a strategic advisory committee of different stakeholders: the Chamber, Macomb County Economic Development, Macomb Community College, Oakland University, the city's Economic Development Department. Am I missing anyone? Department of Defense, and making sure that we heard from diverse voices in the community. So we did over 100 stakeholder interviews. We wanted to understand what's happening in small business development here, what's happening in tech and manufacturing, what's happening in defense, who's doing what, how can we make sure that we're not duplicating efforts and wasting resources, and then what's missing and how can we fill in those gaps. So we learned that there's a lot going on here. Macomb County is a mature business community. Some of the original entrepreneurs from back in the day started here and are still here doing amazing work. It's been very impressive and inspiring for me. But how do we inspire that next generation of entrepreneurs? We want to make sure that young people feel that they have opportunity here and that they can explore opening a business and running a company themselves.
That's what we're starting to see, too, is a lot of Gen Z are kind of forging their own path and becoming an entrepreneur. We sometimes have seen the entrepreneurial model is that somebody went to work for somebody else for a while, then decided to start out on their own and become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
We're seeing that reverse in Gen Z, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, right, where they're starting out with that mindset. Right. They have all these outlets to be creative, and they realize, oh, this is something I can turn this into a business or even a side hustle.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be your sole living. It's something that can help you save money or can help you have some more spending cash. Or you can explore that while you're raising your family, but it is a challenging sector to be in. It can be lonely as well. So making sure that
it's
you
isolating.
yes, making sure that you have people around you who can give you good advice, who can tell you that maybe, no, that's not a great idea, or let's try something else. And then also just, having that ability to share ideas and get feedback is really important.
Well, I think when people come to you or to anyone with an idea and they have this wonderful idea that could be a great business. Sometimes there's things that you all can help along the way. You might help them get licensed.
Mm-hmm.
You might help them create a business plan, which, some things are just, that's what people need.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing we didn't mention is we are an MEDC, that's the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. It's our statewide economic development organization. We are a smart zone. There are 21 of those across the state, and Velocity is one, which is really great that Macomb County has a smart zone. And so that means there's lots of resources attached to that as well that people, I think, aren't always aware of, and then we have something called the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center. And so they have a lot of free classes. They can help with business planning, market research. So we can get you connected into those resources. Michigan Works is a partner, so people don't know. I think people think of them as an unemployment agency to help you get a job. They do so many other amazing things. They can help you get reskilled. I really think of it as an employment agency.
Absolutely.
They help you get reskilled. They also have opportunities for employers to get some of their employees retrained or upskilled. So that's a great resource. We also partner with SCORE. So we have mentorship opportunities.
Lots of acronyms going on here.
Yeah, SCORE is not an acronym to my knowledge, but it's just retired former CEOs or business owners that now are working with entrepreneurs to help them grow or even to support them through a transition in their business.
So something unique to Velocity too is you have an entrepreneur in residence.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Thank you. Yeah. So this was a program that OU started and happens at many of the smart zones across the state. So this is a very experienced executive or entrepreneur who offers free coaching sessions. So you can sign up for a 45-minute coaching session to explore either your biggest pain point or your biggest opportunity. And she will help you navigate, kind of put together a plan to navigate what your next step should be. And that could either be sending you off to SBDC, if you're just in idea stage, maybe to Macomb Community College to write that business plan through some of their classes. Maybe you're ready for our accelerator program. And we get you in, we do a 4-hour assessment with a group of 5 advisors that will go super deep into your business to understand where you're at and where the opportunities lie. And then if you get to the next level with that, we take you through 120 days to launch, which is a super exciting program. So we have something for everyone at every stage, regardless of sector. Although our incubators and accelerator for manufacturing and tech, anybody is welcome to come in and get a coaching session. And then, of course, we have...
Can any industry use the co-working space, too?
Yes. And then we have other partners. So if we don't have resources in-house, we can refer out.
So I think one of the things that I've learned about Velocity is from an entrepreneurial perspective, Velocity should be their first stop, correct?
Sure.
And not their last stop or not when they get into trouble. It really should be where they go first.
I agree. Yes, we want you to stop into Velocity, come to our events, check out the Entrepreneur in Residence coaching session, get connected into the free resources that are available statewide. If you go to our website, www.myvelocity.com, we have a searchable database. So depending on what you're looking for, if it's funding, if it's business planning, if you're looking to scale and grow, if you're looking for legal, accounting support, you can get tapped into a resource that way. Also, of course, lots of events happening at the space. We mentioned co-working. So it's worth checking out. And I would say definitely on the 15th, stop in. You'll get a bunch of information. You'll get to meet the team. You'll get to be able to network with some of the companies. You'll get to eat great food from our local businesses, which we love to support.
I think that you are really doing a great job of building community in an isolating sphere, right? So being an entrepreneur, like you said, you can be kind of on your own until you can scale up. And so this allows people to really form that community. Are you seeing that amongst people coming in?
We are starting to see that. So we're just now kind of getting off the ground in that way. But I think Velocity can help you fill in sort of, because when you are first starting, you as the business owner or the entrepreneur are wearing many hats and you're kind of doing everything all at once. So that's, again,
it's like drinking from the fire hose, right?
Totally. And that's where Velocity can help you sort of supplement some of the needs on your team, and can either refer subject matter experts or technical assistance support. And then also, yes, building community within the space itself. So the tenants, the co-working community, trying to be a catalyst sort of for culture change, but also innovation. When you have a diverse set of people from different sectors, different backgrounds, and bringing those ideas to the table, you just never know what's going to happen. And I think that can accelerate ideas and building your team and reaching bigger and broader networks for a customer base, et cetera.
So what are some success stories that have been involved in Velocity over the years?
That's a great question. We have lots of success stories out in the community because you can see them because
they've left.
Well, they've left Velocity.
They started
at Velocity and left, and you can see out in the community there's just a very robust business community in Velocity. But we're working with a really unique entrepreneur right now who has software as a service. He is a technical founder that's trying to build, I'm not going to say trying, that is building a system that will help international students with streamline their application process and packets and all their documentation, because it can be super challenging, especially he is from Africa. And so some of the countries over there still are not digitized. And so it can be very challenging.
We take that for granted that everybody has access to the internet and broadband. And when we know, even here in Michigan, we don't. Even here in Macomb County, we don't.
Absolutely. So I think advances in technology we feel like we've made many advances, but there's still so much to do to streamline a lot of these processes. So that's a really exciting business that's coming up. And then we have a handful of companies in our accelerator right now that, and we use code names because we like to protect their,
I love it,
their intellectual property. So we have a woman-owned business right now. I'm missing I can't remember the name. Oh, Project Disrupt.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they own a company and they're looking to offline, offshoot another product in the healthcare industry. And so our accelerator experts are working with them to create a new product line. And so they should be launching at the end of this year, early next year. So we're really excited about that.
So I think when we all talk about entrepreneurship or the perception, right, is it's a very business-minded individual. What I'm hearing from you is also a lot of creativity.
Oh, absolutely. I always say entrepreneurship is more of an art than it is a science, right?
Oh, I like it.
So if we had the formula 1 + 1 = 2, or A plus, the chemical 1 + chemical 2 = chemical 3, wouldn't we all be Mark Zuckerberg or Bezos or whatever? It just doesn't work like that. It's like this unique alchemy of the individual, their idea, what's happening in the market, their being able, the marketing, writing the business plan, understanding their customer base, what is their distribution look like. So many different pieces of the puzzle.
Right.
And it does take a lot of creativity. It takes a lot of passion, but also perseverance, the ability to pivot. You have to be okay with failure.
We all have to be okay with failure. Let's be honest.
Well, we saw through COVID, as you've seen, COVID kind of accelerated a lot of changes that were happening, and being able to pivot. I don't even like the word failure, because, learning from your mistakes, learning from the challenges that are happening, and being able to make those quick changes is really important.
Throughout the pandemic, I really always saw throughout our businesses that the ones that were able to be creative, thought outside the box, were sometimes the ones that recovered a little bit faster, is because they had tried something different. It's not easy. Trust me, it is not easy to try something different. We've all, I jokingly always said we were throwing spaghetti at a wall and we were going to see what stuck.
Right.
Maybe nothing, maybe everything. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of the I hate to say it, like an entrepreneurial mindset, right? We're just going to continually trying, let's throw darts at the dartboard. Some are going to hit the bullseye, some are going to miss the mark, but we've got good stuff there.
Yeah. And I think being willing to take a risk, but a calculated risk. We're not asking you to just do things blindly or quickly or without thinking through it. And that's what we want to support, is give you the tools and resources to do the research, to be able to test and try things without ruining your business.
Sure.
But it's really important to be able to have that lifelong learning mindset, to be willing to take a risk and try something new, to be open to learning and innovating.
When we did strategic planning for Velocity, we really looked at things from a short-term, mid-term, long-term perspective. What's your dream for Velocity?
Well, our dream, as we stated, we had some big, hairy, audacious goals.
We did.
Remember, I think it's really important. You have to be thinking about today and what is that very next step. But also, we need to dream big. And we see Velocity and Macomb County, Sterling Heights, getting on the map, becoming a model for doing entrepreneurship and innovation the right way, doing it inclusively, helping as many businesses be successful and grow, and being a statewide model, if not throughout the country. I think it's possible, and we can do it.
I think the one thing we too talked about, we want Velocity to be more than a space.
Oh,
we
absolutely.
want more than a physical space, and you have done so much to make that happen in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's not just a space. It is a community. Yeah. It is a culture. It is a way of life. It is welcoming and diverse and innovative and inspiring. And I think you should check it out for yourself if you don't believe us.
So talk about November the 15th. What is it, and what can our listeners and our listeners expect to see that day?
Yeah, so November 15th, we're calling it Velocity Reinvented. It's sort of a grand reopening. It's, Velocity's been around for a long time and has done amazing work in the community. And we're walking the walk and talking the talk. Everything that we just talked about, yep. We're open to trying new things. We're open to a reinvention, but with research. We listen to the community. We, like I said, we did over 100 interviews, and we're still listening. This is not a one and done strategic plan. No. It is an iterative process.
What's the worst thing that can happen to a strategic plan?
Is it sits on your shelf, right?
Amen, my friend. Amen.
Same thing with your business plan.
Right.
It is a living, breathing document that needs to be revisited and updated continuously as you learn and get feedback. And so the 15th is our Velocity Reinvented event, free and open to the public. Come take a tour of our space. Eat delicious local food, meet entrepreneurs and innovators in your community, learn about our programming that might be able to support you in your business journey, come win some prizes through our scavenger hunt, listen to some music.
So I encourage everyone to check it out. I think even if you are not an entrepreneur, but if you've had a vision, you've had a dream, or you want to meet other like-minded people that are just as creative as you are, definitely check it out. April, you can register on, I think, your website, correct?
Yes, mivelocity.com.
And if you can't make it on the 15th, definitely reach out to April and Rachel at the Velocity Center, because I think that they're always full of wealth of information and knowledge. I rely on them a lot just to bounce ideas off of, because sometimes I might have an idea that might be either a little too big or might be a little big too hairy and audacious, and I need someone to bring me back down to earth or tell me that it's a great idea. And April does that all the time.
Thank
So I
you.
appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing for our business community here in Macomb County. We've needed somebody like you to kind of come in and just pull all the troops together, and make sure we're riding the same track and helping each other out. And I thank you for that.
Thank you. And I also just want to say, even if you are a current business owner and a mature business owner and you're looking for a way to get involved and support that next generation, we're always looking for mentors and coaches.
Oh, absolutely.
So please stop by. There's a place for you at Velocity, no matter where you are in your journey or what you want to do.
There is nothing more important, I think, that any of us can do is to help the next generation below us. Or even maybe it's not a generational thing. Maybe it's somebody that's just trying something new.
Exactly. Yep.
April, thank you for joining me today. This has been a lot of fun. I learn something new with every guest we have on the podcast. And so I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being part of the chamber and our community. And thank you for letting me be part of Velocity in your community. And hopefully we can grow together.
We will.
Well,
it was an honor. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, and we will see you the next time on the Chamber Connection. Thanks for tuning in to the Chamber Connection. Be sure to check out information on the Sterling Heights Regional Chamber of Commerce website, our Facebook page, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We look forward to you connecting with us and tuning in next time.